क्वेश्चन किया था, हम उसके न्यूमेरिकल प्रोसीजर को दोबारा डिस्कस करते हैं, प्रोबेबली विद द सेम न्यूमेरिकल. ठीक है, आगे हम अगला न्यूमेरिकल चूज कर लेंगे. एंड आई विल ब्रीफ यू अबाउट द स्ट्रेस इनवेरिएंट्स एंड प्रिंसिपल स्ट्रेसेस की वो क्या है. ओके, सो वी हैव सीन कि अगर हमें स्टेट ऑफ स्ट्रेस दिया हुआ है, all right, so we have seen that if the state of stress is given to us, that is all the 6 stress components or 9 stress components, out of which 6 are equal to each other. So we have 6 stress component as sigma x, tau xy, tau xz, tau xy, sigma y, tau yz, tau yz is same, tau xz and sigma z. So if these 6 stress components are known to us and we assume that sigma is our principal stress, we put it in this matrix form and equate its determinant equal to 0. And we get a cubic equation of this form, which we could also write it as sigma cube minus I1 sigma square plus I2 sigma minus I3 equal to 0, where I1, I2 and I3 are stress invariants because their value will not change if the direction of the plane changes, right? Now, by solving this cubic equation, we will get 3 roots, and these 3 roots are nothing but the principal stresses, which can be designated as sigma 1, sigma 2 and sigma 3 if we arrange them in descending order. Now, once we evaluate this sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3, our evaluation for principal stresses is done, right? But how to get the principal planes? To get the principal planes, we plug in, this is a characteristic equation which we obtained. So we plug in the value of sigma here, okay, and get the principal planes by solving these equations. Since these are homogeneous equation, you will not get a non-trivial solution. So what we will do is we will make use of another third identity as nx square plus ny square plus nz square. ओके तो इस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक में हमें दिस इज इक्वल टू 1. सो इस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक में हम we will try to evaluate how the principal stresses can be evaluated, how the principal strains, principal planes can be evaluated, and how we can ensure that stress invariants are satisfied. That is I1, I2 and I3 are satisfied. Okay. So this is a process which we briefed upon. And let us say we have this problem. So you have to identify, first of all, this is a state of stress is given to us, okay, in matrix form, and you can see that it is symmetric. Okay, so physically this is a state of stress which is correct. Once this is physical, we can say that it is correct. Okay, what we have to do, so we have to find sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3. And also we have to check for I1, I2, I3, and also we have to find out direction of minimum principal stress, that is NX3, NY3 and NZ3. तो ये भी हमें निकालने हैं और हमें चेक करना है कि I1, I2, I3 सेम है या नहीं है. Okay, so how we proceed? First, we know the cubic equation is sigma cube minus I1 sigma square plus I2 minus I3 equal to 0, right? So we already have this. So our target is to get the I1. I1 is nothing but sum of the terms in principal diagonal. So I1 is equal to 1 plus 1 plus 1. That means it is equal to 3. Okay, and I2 is sum of cofactors. I will explain I2 separately. So I2 means cofactor of 1. So cofactor सॉरी कोफैक्टर ऑफ द ऑल प्रिंसिपल डायगोनल टर्म्स. तो अगर मैं ये वाली टर्म ले रहा हूँ, इट मींस आई हैव टू गेट दिस टर्म. Let us quickly write this 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 1 1. So if this is a matrix, I have to first get the cofactor of this term. Okay, so when I get the cofactor of this term, I will not consider the first row, I will not consider the first column. That means this gives me simply whatever is left, we will write it here, is equal to 1 1 1 1. Please pay attention how we evaluate the I2, that is a second stress invariant. Okay, and then so this is cofactor of the first term, right, this term. Now in order to get the cofactor of second term, let us write it again. Let us say my matrix is 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 1 1. Okay, so the second term will be with, because I have to take the cofactor of the second term, that is A22. A22 means the element corresponding to second column as well as second row. So I will not consider second row, I will not consider second column, right? So I will be left with again 1 1 1 and 1. I hope you can follow me now. Okay, so plus cofactor of the third term. So let us say, let us write this again, 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 1 1. Okay, and since we have to get the cofactor of A33, means third column, third row, so I will not consider third row, I will not consider third column. So we will be left with 1 2 2 1, right? So I hope it makes sense, right? So how to obtain I2, and all these symbols which are written in I2 form, these are nothing but determinant of 2 by 2 matrix. So which can be written as 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 4. So when I'm doing this, what I do is I multiply these two terms minus I multiply these two terms. So we get this. So 1 into 1 is 1, minus 1 into 1 is again, this is nothing but 0, 0, 1 minus 4 is minus 3. So I get it as I2 is equal to minus 3. Before proceeding further, I would like to know if there are any doubts so far. So we have calculated I1, we have calculated I2. You may raise your hands or you may respond to chat if it is clear. Okay, so now let us proceed further. Write the equation here itself, 1 2 1 2 1 1, that is state of stress, and it is 1 1 1, and my cubic equation must be of the form sigma cube minus I1 into sigma square plus I2 into sigma minus I3 equal to 0. That means we have already calculated I1 is equal to 3. We have already calculated I2, which is equal to minus 3. What is I3? I3 is nothing but the determinant of this matrix. Okay, 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 1 1. So one can evaluate the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix using simple calculations or by using calculators. But I think everyone should be aware how to evaluate the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix. So this is 1 minus 1 minus 2 times 2 minus 1 plus 1 time 2 minus 1. So that means 0. 2 minus 1 is 1. So minus 2 and plus 1. So that makes it as minus 1. So I3 is equal to minus 1. Once you evaluate these I1, I2, I3, we get a cubic equation of the form sigma cube minus 3 sigma square. It is plus I2. So I2 is minus 3. So that will make minus 3 sigma and plus 1 equal to 0. So this will be a cubic equation. So one can solve the cubic equation just by taking hit and trial. So this is, let us say, sigma plus 1 sigma square minus 4 sigma plus 1 equal to 0. So the three roots which one will get are 2 plus root 3, sorry, 2 minus root 3 and minus 1. So since this is, or if we solve them, we get get it as equivalent to 3.73 comma 0.268 comma minus 1. Okay, so we can clearly see that this correspond to sigma 1, this correspond to sigma 2, and we arrange them in descending order, and it correspond to sigma 3. While making it in a descending order, we need to take care of the sign as well. You can see that minus 1, it may be, it is not only the magnitude, but we are also taking care of the sign while putting in the descending order. Kanav Bhardwaj. Did I make a, okay, it is I2 into sigma. This what you want to say? This was I2 into sigma. Okay, in the previous slide, it is I2 into sigma, right? Yeah, okay. Thank you, Kana. So it is I2 into sigma. Yes, it is a cubic equation. So when we get sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3, we have already obtained the principal stresses. Now one can write the state of principal stress. तो principal stress की stress state लिखने के लिए can I write like this, that it is 3.73 0 0 0 0.268 0 0 0 minus 1. So that means that means we can write the state of stress referred to the principal axis in this way, because on principal axis only principal stresses are there, the shear stresses are 0. So we have already computed these I1, I2, I3 are corresponding to the given state of stress, that is 1 2 1 2 1 1 and 1 1 1. Now can we also calculate I1, I2, I3 corresponding to this state? So I1 will be equal to 3.73 plus 0.268 minus 1. So that if you solve it, you get it close to 3. You may get certain truncation errors because of rounding off which you have taken here. Okay, and I2 will be equal to, when you take cofactor of 3.73, it will be 0.268. It will be actually minus 0.268 plus, when you take cofactor of, it will be minus, sorry, it will be also minus 3.73. And when you take cofactor of 1, it will be plus 3.73 into 0.268. Okay, and when you solve this, you get approximately equal to minus 3. So I2, I1 are exactly same. Same way I3 also you will obtain it as, it may not be exactly -1, but it will be something like 0.09996, because of the rounding off you have taken while calculating sigma 1 and sigma 2. अगर आप ये values choose करेंगे square root वाली, then you will get the perfect answer. Because there is no rounding off here. Right? I hope that makes clear कि हमारा invariance भी check हो रहा है, चाहे क्वेश्चन में पूछा जाए या ना पूछा जाए कि check for invariance or not. Always make a habit that we always check for invariance, because once the invariance is satisfied, we are pretty sure that our approach as well as answer is free from any mathematical error or human error. Okay, because it has to satisfy the invariance condition, all three: first one, second one, as well as third stress invariant, that is I1, I2 and I3. Okay, so our next task is, हमारा टास्क क्या था, हमें प्रिंसिपल स्ट्रेसेस निकालनी थी, which we have already done. We have to check for the invariance, which we have already done, and we have to find out the principal planes corresponding to minimum principal stress. Okay, so now to get the principal planes, in order to get these principal planes, I3 is okay. Regarding I3 is nothing but determinant of this. I3 is nothing but determinant of this, which is 3.73, 0, 0, 0, 0.268, 0, 0, 0, -1, which will come out to be 3.73 multiplied by -0.268, because -1 into this is 2.8 and other term is 0, third term is also 0, because this is 0 and 0. So multiplication of this will give you, this is 0 point decimal. Okay, so we'll give you I3. Now to evaluate the principal planes, we go back to the characteristic equation. Characteristic equation kya hai? Simple, the given state of stress is this: 1 2 1, 2 1 1, 1 1 1. Okay, so the character and the roots are, and the minor principal stress is equal to -1, sigma 3 is equal to -1. So can I write like 1 -1, 2 1, 2, 1 -1, 1, 1, 1, 1 -1. Can we write it like this? This is our characteristic equation: nx, ny, and z equal to 0. Right? I hope that makes sense. So if I open these brackets now, open these matrix now, we get 1 -1 is 0 and multiply. Okay, I hope you know the matrix multiplication. No, should not be to 1 + 1. Let me check. We have, yes. So thank you, because we have 1 -1 here, 1 -1 here, 1 minus of -1, 1 + 1, 1 + 1, 1 + 1. So we have this here. Thank you, Shanknil. So because it is 1 + 1 here, so it will be 2nx. So we will get this equation: 2nx plus 2ny plus nz equal to 0. So this is a 3/3 matrix, and this is 3/1 matrix. So you know that matrix multiplication is possible, and the resultant you will get 3/1. Okay, so 2nx plus 2ny plus nz equal to 0, and the next equation is 2nx plus 2ny plus again nz is equal to 0. Okay, and nx plus ny plus 2nz is equal to 0. So these are the three equations. Now if we यहाँ पर coincidentally क्या हो गया है कि पहली और दूसरी इक्वेशन बिल्कुल सेम है, if we see that first and second equation are exactly identical, that means we have actually two equations. In case they are not identical, still we cannot use these three equations to get a non-trivial solution. A non-trivial means non-zero solution. ठीक है, क्योंकि इसका जो यूनिक, अगर इन्हीं तीनों इक्वेशंस को हम सोल्व करें तो यूनिक सॉल्यूशन क्या आएगा? nx is equal to ny is equal to nz is equal to 0. That is physically not possible. Okay, because we have another condition as nx square plus ny square plus nz square is equal to 1. तो हमारे पास तीन अननोन है, nx, ny, nz, and we have four equation 1, 2, 3 and 4. That means we have a freedom to choose any two equations from here, any two. And third equation must be this one. So we need to consider this equation. Okay, so let us I'll not solve this. मेरे ख्याल से solve करने की जरूरत नहीं है, आसानी से you can make out that nz is equal to 0. Okay, from these two equations, let us say if I multiply second equation, I mean, okay, I'll keep this equation as it is, 2nx plus 2ny plus nz equal to 0, and I will multiply this equation by 2, and I get 2nx plus 2ny plus 4nz. Okay, and obviously follow the subtraction, whatever principle you follow to solve. So they can be cancelled out. So this will be minus 3 nz is equal to 0. Now this gives us directly that nz is equal to 0. Okay, n suffix z is equal to 0. Now nx, ny, nz cannot be 0. All three cannot be 0, but any one can be 0. Now जैसे ही nx, nz 0 हो जाएगा, इनको subtract करने से हम एक और condition लिख पाएंगे, which gives us, this is by multiplying this equation by 2, and other way also you can multiply the first equation by 2 and then subtract. Then you will get that nx is equal to ny. Okay, or nx is equal to minus of ny. We will get it as nx is equal to minus of ny, because we get 5nx plus 5ny equal to 0. That means nx is equal to minus of ny. So can we plug in here? Nx is equal to minus of ny. So nx square, so that will automatically make it as plus ny square plus ny square plus nz square is 0. So that means ny will come out to be 1 by root 2. And since you take a square root of this, it will be either plus minus. Same way, nx will also be 1 by root 2. Please see here, क्योंकि यहाँ पर plus minus लिखा है मैंने, and nx must be negative of ny. Therefore, for nx I write minus plus. Okay, so my direction cosines of the normal to the principal plane will be 1 by root 2, comma 1 by root 2, comma 0. Or if I write it like this, minus plus 1 by root 2, comma plus minus 1 by root 2, comma 0. So these will be the direction of principal stress, principal planes, you can say, normal to the principal plane. ठीक है? Any doubt so far? ये एक प्रॉब्लम मैंने करवाई है, प्लीज फॉलो दिस वेरी अप्रोप्रिएटली. इसमें ये ब्यूटी है इस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक में, वंस यू सॉल्व वन प्रॉब्लम, एनी गिवन प्रॉब्लम कैन बी सॉल्व्ड. और प्रिंसिपल स्ट्रेसेस को इवैल्यूएट करना बहुत जरूरी है. In the same way, because this similar approach we will be following for principal strains, we will be following for evaluating the critical stresses. ठीक है, तो ये अप्रोच बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. So please see that we are, all of us are comfortable in solving this. एक और चीज आप नोट कर सकते हो कि चाहे हम यहाँ पर माइनस प्लस और प्लस माइनस इंडिकेट कर रहे हैं, actually that indicates the same thing. If I say the line is y is equal to plus y is sorry, not applicable to the line, means it will indicate the same plane. Okay, or else you can see here as well. For example, this is a coordinate system. If you'll have a line y is equal to x, will it be equal to this line? And let us say if I have a line y is equal to minus x, can I write this line as similar to this? ओके तो एक्चुअल में चाहे वो प्लस माइनस है, एक्चुअल में अगर हम डायरेक्शन की बात करें तो ये एक ही डायरेक्शन है. एंड इन बाय शोइंग दिस डायरेक्शन कोसाइंस वी एक्चुअली मीन by the direction of the normal to the plane. So since we are not pointing a particular type of particular section of the line or in plane, so therefore the sign will be actually physically जो है sign की इतनी ज़्यादा importance नहीं होगी. Yes, mathematically it is required. क्योंकि what I mean to say is plus 1 by root 2 and minus 1 by root 2 will indicate the same plane. ठीक है? Any doubts if we have अभी तक? If you have any doubts, please let me know. You can raise your hand or put in the chat box. Otherwise, we will move on. Okay. Okay, so next part what we have is a bit of theoretical portions जो हम already कर चुके हैं. So this is a general state of stress. We know that this is a general state of stress which is given by all rectangular stress components arranged in a matrix. Okay, and they are actually 6 stresses because the equality of cross shear, because tau xy is equal to tau yx and they are named equal, tau xz are these are equal. So these are the 6 stresses arranged in the matrix is called general state of stress. Also we can now define some specific state of stress क्योंकि हमने कुछ specific stress बता दी हैं कि प्रिंसिपल स्ट्रेसेस क्या है और कुछ आगे भी आएंगी. व्हाट इज ऑक्टाहेड्रल स्ट्रेस, व्हाट इज प्योर shear. So what is state of plane stress? State of plane stress is one if the principal axis is chosen as the coordinate axis. यहाँ पर coordinate axis क्या थी? XYZ हमारा conventional coordinate ही coordinate axis था. Okay, but if we choose 1 2 3 as our, let us say my 1 2 3 is here. Let us say my 1 2 3 is somewhere here. So if I choose this 1 2 3 axis, which is actually a principal axis, then you can refer to the state of stress as shown here, because at principal plane the shear stresses will be 0. Okay, so these you can note down the shear stresses are 0 here. Okay, so this will be referred to 1 2 3 principal axis, and obviously one can assume the stress invariants in the form of sigma 1 plus sigma 2 plus sigma 3, I2 as cofactor. इस cofactor को solve कर दिया है तो ये simple सी expression आएगी, और determinant that is sigma 1 multiplied by sigma 2 multiplied by sigma 3. So you can also write the stress invariant corresponding to each state. Okay, and we know that whatever I1 I2 I3 we get in the general state will be equal to I1 I2 I3 referred to the principal state or state of principal stress, right? If this is clear, we can now move on to plane of maximum shear. Okay, this is now what we know is what we know is a general state of stress is given by 6 rectangular stress components. Okay, out of which 3 are normal stresses and other 3 are shear stresses. Now, and we also know that by changing a orientation of a plane at a particular point, the magnitude of these components changes. ठीक है, तो कोई ऐसा पॉइंट हो सकता है या कोई ऐसी डायरेक्शन हो सकती है एक्चुअली जिसके जिसके अबाउट नॉर्मल स्ट्रेसेस विल बी जीरो एंड देयर विल बी होली शियर स्ट्रेस. क्योंकि पहले जो कंडीशन थी वो ये था कि the principal stresses means that there are wholly normal, the shear stresses are zero. But it is also possible that the shear stresses are zero, sorry, the normal stresses are zero and a pure state of shear exists. So this is, we call it as state of pure shear. ठीक है, तो वही चीज हम इस स्लाइड में डिफाइन कर रहे हैं, that is state of pure shear. This is state of pure shear. So once we do this, once we define the state of pure shear, one can write the general state of stress in this way. Okay. Now it has one. So this will be referred to frame of reference where the normal stresses are zero, where the normal stresses are zero. Now one can note down here is what is the value of I1? I1 की वैल्यू क्या होगी? 0 plus 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. Okay, so that means a state of pure shear, please see this very carefully, a state of plane shear exists when the stress invariant is 0. When first stress invariant is 0, not all of them. Okay, when the first stress invariant is 0. So you can note that I1 is equal to 0 in the given state, I1 which is equal to sigma x plus sigma y plus sigma z. Therefore, the necessary condition for the state of pure shear is that the value of first stress invariant is 0. यानी कि अगर मैं मान लो कि state of stress ये दी हुई है 0 2 2 2 0 1 2 1 0. Okay, this is also state of pure shear. And if somebody asks you, check whether this state of -1 2 1 2 3 4 1 4 -2. If somebody asks you what is the characteristic of this state of stress, so you can just check whether what is I1. I1 is 3 -1 -2. That is, since I1 is 0, this is since I1 is equal to 0, the given state of stress is also pure state of pure shear. तो state of pure shear का ये मतलब नहीं है एक्चुअल में कि सारी नॉर्मल स्ट्रेसेस जीरो होनी चाहिए. इसका मतलब ये है कि sum of all the normal stresses must be zero. That is, first stress invariant must be zero. ठीक है, so this is also the one which I have shown you here. This is also stress state of pure shear. This is also state of pure shear. Okay, because the stress invariant is vanishing at this point. Okay, so let me know whatever we have covered so far. If you have any doubts. Any doubt so far? You may respond in chat, or those who are unmuted may respond. Arav Rajput, I have asked you to allow unmute yourself. So those who have any specific doubts onto this, we can take up.
ये थोड़ा मतलब यहाँ पे समझ नहीं आया जो आपने कहा कि यहाँ पे shear stress का जो आपने बताया था, तो क्लियर नहीं हुआ ज़्यादा अच्छी तरह.
एक्चुअल में हम ये कह सकते हैं कि स्टेट ऑफ प्योर शियर जो है वो ये है कि जहां पर नॉर्मल स्ट्रेस जीरो हो, लेकिन जैसे ही नॉर्मल स्ट्रेस जीरो हो रहा है तो स्टेट ऑफ शियर स्ट्रेस इज डिफाइंड बाय टू पैरामीटर्स. One is the normal stress, the normal stress, all the normal stresses are zero. The other is the first stress invariant is zero. So if your first stress invariant is zero, if your first stress invariant is zero, that is I1 is equal to zero, you can say that it is a state of principal, state of pure shear. ठीक है, जैसे मैंने यहाँ एग्जांपल लिया, let me take one more example. Let us say 2 minus 4 minus 2 minus 4 minus 2 3 4 4 minus 5. Okay, so if you check here, I1 will be equal to 2 plus 3 minus 5, that is 0. So one will say that it is a state of pure shear. ठीक है, तो स्टेट ऑफ प्योर शियर की कंडीशन निकालने के लिए हमें सिर्फ ये देखना है कि सम ऑफ, क्योंकि अभी हमारे पास आगे धीरे धीरे हम कुछ स्पेसिफिक केसेस डिफाइन करेंगे, लाइक स्टेट ऑफ प्लेन प्योर शियर, व्हाट इज ऑक्टाहेड्रल प्रिंसिपल हम ऑलरेडी डिफाइन कर चुके हैं. ठीक है, तो उनके हर एक के कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग कोई ना कोई कंडीशन होगी. सो corresponding to state of pure shear, the condition is that the first stress invariant must be zero. ठीक है, any other doubts, if this is clear? Okay, so I don't think we will proceed further, lekin I will define one term what we will be doing in the next lecture. We will be dealing with octahedral stresses. So please see what are octahedral planes, and we will see octahedral stresses and discuss some specific cases of this. इसमें इस चैप्टर में एक और डेरिवेशन है, but I was thinking that we will not do the derivation in detail, that is equilibrium. Yes, Harshimran, you have asked me to upload the slides and videos. I'll do that in this weekend. Okay, tute sheets as well. I'll do this. I'll update it by Sunday. Noor Singh Saini, you can unmute yourself and speak.
सर ये ना आइडिया क्लियर नहीं हुआ कि सम अगर जीरो है, I1 जीरो है, तो हम कह सकते हैं कि स्टेट ऑफ प्योर शेयर है. मतलब इसका कोई एग्जांपल है जिसके साथ भी आप क्लियर कर दो.
Okay, do I have explained this with example as well, but मैं इसको next class में हम यहीं से शुरू कर लेंगे. Okay, we will start from this slide and then move on to octahedral. We can do that.
Okay, sir.
All right, so we will stop here for the day. Thank you very much.